Jenna Wilkes had devoted her life to helping others. As a high school guidance counselor in West Ridge, Indiana, she was the kind of person people came to with secrets, heartbreaks, and quiet cries for help. She lived alone, recently divorced, and despite the pain of separation, she was finally finding herself again. Until the morning of March 12th, when she didn't show up to work. Her best friend, also a teacher, stopped by Jenna's home. The door was slightly ajar. Inside, she found Jenna face down on the floor, her skull crushed, her body cold. There were signs of forced entry, a struggle, but nothing had been stolen. There was no sexual assault, no obvious motive, just rage, focused, brutal, controlled. Detectives immediately turned to the ex-husband, Paul. Made sense. Messy divorce, anger, custody dispute. But Paul was out of town in Chicago. Dozens of witnesses, hotel cameras, phone pings. He was ruled out in 24 hours. And with no other suspects, the case faded quietly into the background. 3 weeks later, another murder. Emily Sloan, nurse, single mother of 2, beloved at the local clinic. Same town, same brutality, same eerie scene. Her front door forced open, blood on the walls, nothing missing, no fingerprints, no evidence, just another innocent woman dead. This time, police knew it wasn't a coincidence. They had a pattern. They had a serial killer. But what they didn't have was a single lead. With pressure mounting and headlines stirring panic, the FBI was brought in. Agent Dana Knox, one of the Bureau's top behavioral profilers, reviewed the case. After days of silence, she made a radical suggestion. If we can't think like him, then let's talk to someone who does. Enter Ethan Royce, former detective, convicted murderer, serving life for killing 5 men, all violent offenders he believed the justice system had failed to stop. 10 years ago, Royce was the boogeyman. Now he was the FBI's last option. Inside a high-security federal prison, Agent Knox sat across from Ethan Royce. She laid out the case, the victims, the crime scenes, the lack of leads. Royce leaned back, studied the photos, then said one thing no one wanted to hear. This guy's trained. He is in the military and maybe law enforcement. You're not looking for a monster, you're looking for someone wearing a badge. The room immediately got chilled. The very people meant to protect the town were now suspects. They started digging, quietly, internally with no alarms and no leaks. Then one name surfaced over and over again. Detective Marcus Bell. A veteran officer, first on the scene for both murders. Praised for his thoroughness, commended by peers and loved by the community, but GPS records told a different story. Bell's phone had pinged near both victims' homes before the murders were discovered. Security footage showed his cruiser parked blocks away from Jenna's home at 3 a.m. the night she died. Then they found the final piece, a false compartment in his patrol vehicle. Inside, a blood-stained flashlight, carpet fibers, and a trophy, Jenna's necklace. When arrested, Bell said nothing. No tears, no shock, just a calm and blank stare. But during a search of his apartment, investigators found something chilling. Dozens of letters, never mailed, all addressed to Ethan Royce. In them, Bell praised Royce, admired him, and idolized him. He hadn't just been inspired, he'd been trained from afar. The student had become the killer. The mentor had unknowingly created a monster. Marcus Bell was convicted of 3 murders and is suspected in 2 more. He was sentenced to life without parole. West Ridge would never be the same. Trust in the badge was broken. And the terrifying truth remained. Killer had investigated his own crimes, shaken the hands of grieving families, and smiled through the horror he created. What does it say about our system when the people we depend on most can so easily become the predators we fear? Would you ever trust the insight of a killer to stop another? Or did the FBI open a door that should have stayed shut? What do you think? Drop your comments, like and subscribe to Evidence Uncovered, where the truth isn't always black and white and the line between justice and evil is razor thin.